Hello and welcome to Norristown Area High School, where the Lady Eagles take on the North Penn Maidens. This evening, Norristown has an opportunity to make up some ground in the standings. They come into this game 7-6 overall, 3-4 in the league. North Penn is 8-6 overall and 4-3 in the league. Norristown has come off two big wins, the last being over Truman, and before that Sun Valley. And they had a couple of the girls step up. Melissa Kelly against Sun Valley was good for 18 points, and Natalie Yoder had 18 rebounds that night. The last game that they played against Truman, they had some real balanced scoring. Jessica Munson led with 14, and they had 5 people with more than 9. But it was an all-around good game, and they blew Truman out 74-39. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight as North Penn works it down into the middle. And Jennifer Morrow has a hard time converting on that opportunity. She's a 6'1" senior. Norristown, Melissa Kelly push it up to Natalie Yoder. It's good, and she's going to go to the line. Melissa Kelly's an excellent ball handler. She's got great court awareness, and she made a nice feed on the fast break to Natalie Yoder. It's good. Norristown jumps out to an early 3-0 lead. The Lady Eagles start with a full court pressure against the ball, trying to create a turnover. Baseline move for North Penn's no good. And again, Jennifer Moore has a hard time for North Penn converting from short range. Another fast break. Melissa Kelly up with the left, it's good. She's been involved in both scoring opportunities so far for Norristown. That pass came from Jessica Munson, I believe, or Jackie Cresswell. 3-point shot, no good. Rattles out. Jackie Cresswell pulls down the rebound. Again, a beautiful pass from Melissa Kelly over to Natalie Yoder. And Norristown stays in the full court press. North Penn breaks it. They've got a 3-on-2 opportunity. Once again, they have a hard time putting the ball in the hole. That was Jamie Willis, one of the captains for North Penn. She's a junior. North Penn picks up at half court. Melissa Kelly trying to get it in down low again. She looks like she is coming out because of an injury. Not exactly sure what happened, but we have a substitution. Amy Jablonski comes in. She's a sophomore, and she got her hands on the ball. And it's going to remain Lady Eagle possession. Jackie Cresswell inbounds the ball. Up top to Melissa Kelly's substitution, Amy Jablonski. Back across the top to Nancy Strukowski. Jablonski comes in cold off the bench. Immediately hits a field goal. And the refs call time. Natalie Yoder has to tie her shoe. Gives Norristown a chance to set up their full court pressure. North Penn held scoreless. They go into the corner to Jamie Willis. And they get an opportunity to set up their half-court offense. The bucket's good. North Penn gets on the board. And they've got a full-court press of their own. In Melissa Kelly's absence, Jessica Munson brings the ball up and gets it in Amy Jablonski's hands to set up the offense. Strukowski into Yoder, who gets tied up inside. Amber Smolinski, a standout for North Penn. She had 17 points in a loss to Penn Ridge yesterday. She's only a sophomore. They've gotten big things out of her so far this year. Long attempt on the 3 from Nancy Strukowski. North Penn tries to gain possession, but Megan Hungate travels, and Norristown gets the ball back under their own basket. The inbound once again is Jackie Cresswell. Up top, Melissa Kelly's back in. Crossover dribble. And a spin move. She's putting on a clinic. Tries to kiss it off the glass a little bit hard. No good. Jackie Cresswell gets the board and kicks it right back out to Kelly. And they get a chance to set up the offense. Jessica Munson hasn't had an opportunity to touch the ball tonight. Normally she's a little bit more involved in the offense. Jackie Cresswell tries to spin and create her own shooting opportunity. But it sounded like North Penn might have got a hand on the ball. Decided height advantage with that 6'1" senior Jennifer Morrow in for North Penn. Helps them clog up the middle. And that's a big reason why North Penn's third in their division. It's 9-2 with just over 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Beautiful pass inside. Melissa Kelly made another great pass to Jessica Munson that time, who did get a chance to touch the ball. But the presence of the 6'1" Jennifer Morrow made the shot a little bit more difficult. Jessica inbounds the ball to Nancy Shakowski. Inside to Yoder, fadeaway. She got fouled on the floor, and she'll be going to the line. Natalie Yoder has 5 of the Eagles' 9 points so far. And she'll get a chance to increase that to 7. She'll be shooting 2. Jennifer Morrow leaves the game for North Penn and is substituted for Erin Powers, who is a captain, and she's a 6-foot senior. Yoder hits her first. A little bit long on the second one. North Penn grabs onto it. Megan Hungate pushes it down and gets it into Amber Smolinski's hands. And Jamie Willis sets it up. Great defense. Melissa Kelly plays a lot bigger than her 5'3" frame would indicate. And the ball gets knocked out of bounds. Jamie Willis trying to break Melissa Kelly down. Nothing doing as North Penn swings the ball around. Some good baseline help. Melissa Kelly left her guard and did a nice job recovering. Amber Smolinski tries to go strong to the hole, and Natalie Yoder was there to pick up the rebound. 10-2 with 3:40 left in the first quarter. Norristown goes against a full court man press. Kelly does a great job working to get open. Out to Shakowski, and then back into Kelly's hand to set up the offense. She finds a hole in the lane, but can't finish. Does a good job penetrating. North Penn gets themselves into a one-on-one fast break situation. The bucket's no good, but she was fouled. Jackie Cresswell with the foul. And Megan Hungate will go to the line for North Penn. Substitution for North Penn. Jennifer McMaster comes in the game. Hungate's good. With her second shot, it's 10-3 Norristown. Coach Morgan calls a play in, and Kelly once again tries to break down the defense, drives to the hole, and picks up a foul. It was on the floor, so they will take the ball inbounds from underneath. Jessica Munson will handle the inbound duties. They throw it up top to Strakowski. The half-court offense for Norristown. They try to work the ball inside. Yoder picks up a rebound. And like I mentioned, she had 18 the other night. She can't make it. Jessica Munson can't make it. It gets out to Jessica Munson. And she's long on the shot. North Penn gets the ball in the fast break, goes down. There's a lot of contact underneath. That didn't get called. But the putback, there was a foul called. Coach Morgan trying to urge her team to check out on the boards, and they would have been able to avoid that. Amber Smolinski turns that opportunity into a three-point play, and North Penn gets the ball back again on a turnover from Norristown. And now it's 10-6. Norristown still in the lead. Melissa Kelly gambles on the steal, but it comes back to haunt her as Jamie Willis converts the three-point shot, and Norristown closes within one. We've got a kick against the Eagles, and the Lady Eagles call timeout as they watch a 10-2 lead evaporate, and North Penn goes on a 7-0 run with 2:25 left in the first quarter. Right now, Natalie Yoder leads the Lady Eagles with 6 points. Amy Jablonski has 2, and Melissa Kelly has the other 2. For North Penn, Amber Smolinski has 3 on her three-point scoring opportunity after she got fouled. Megan Huntgate has 1, Jamie Willis has 3, and Jennifer Morrow has 2 to make up the scoring for North Penn. Hopefully Coach Morgan settled the troops down a little bit. As I said, they jumped out to a 10-2 lead. And now they're holding by 1. Coach Morgan was pleased with the last victory that they had against Truman. It was a nice confidence-building effort, she told me. They had 74 points, which may very well be their season high so far. And that came off the heels of a victory against Sun Valley where they had to come from behind. Jessica Munson picks the ball off and goes right to the hole for the Lady Eagles for 2. As the Lady Eagles fall back into their man-to-man defense. Great hands by Melissa Kelly, who has come back in wearing what looks to be like a Breathe Right strip on her nose. It could be a Band-Aid. I haven't gotten a good look at it. Munson to Yoder. Out to Cresswell. And Melissa Kelly tries for the long-range shot and misses it. But the rebound finds its way into Jessica Munson's hands, and she gets fouled trying to put the ball back in. Jessica concerned about Melissa Kelly's well-being, who has her hands on her nose. She might have taken a shot, and that might have been why she exited the game earlier. And now it looks like she's trying to keep that bandage on her nose. Jessica Munson hits the front of the rim. Misses the foul shot. Substitution for North Penn. Erin Powers leaves the game. And is replaced by Kelly Christakos, who gets the rebound. She's a 5'11" junior for North Penn. Seen her first action. Nice job on defense by Nancy Strakowski, hustling down court and blocking Jamie Willis's shot attempt. Even though it remains North Penn's ball, she'll think about taking the shot next time. Norristown in his own defense off the inbound play. Very active Norristown defense. That's a three-point shot, good for North Penn, and that puts them in the lead. Melissa Kelly does a good job drawing attention and then kicking it inside to Yoder. Nancy Strakowski ends up with the ball and tries to take a shot, no good. North Penn pushing the ball. It's a fast-paced game. They didn't have anything, so they set it back up. Great backdoor cut. Pass was made by Megan Hungate, and she made it into Amber Smolinski. They did a beautiful job reading that backdoor cut. And that puts them in the lead with 30 seconds left in the first quarter, 14-12. Jessica Munson working for a nice shot. Moving to her left, the ball ends up going a little bit left. She couldn't gather herself up enough. And North Penn may try for one shot at the end here. But Melissa Kelly has something to say about that. She picks the pocket of North Penn and tries the same left-handed fast break layup that she had made earlier and misses it, and she looks visibly like she's in pain. North Penn makes a last-second shot attempt. I believe it was Jennifer McMaster with the final points of the quarter, which will put North Penn in the lead 16-12. Melissa Kelly has not left the court. She's doubled over. And the last person back to the bench. Well, we watched Norristown have a hard time holding on to a 10-2 lead. And it's been 14-2 since then in favor of North Penn. And the loss last night by North Penn was considered an upset. Melissa Kelly's leaving the court right now, hopefully to get looked at by a trainer. And chances are we're going to see a lot more of Amy Jablonski in the game with Melissa Kelly leaving. North Penn's a good team. They've got a lot of height, a lot more than Norristown. And according to Coach Crawford in the newspaper, Amber Smolinski's efforts this year were not entirely expected, but she's definitely been an impact player for this team, who's 4-3 in their division and 8-6 overall. So this would very much be a big confidence-building win for Norristown. Amy Jablonski draws the foul. Amber Smolinski, I'm going to have a hard time with that name, is the fouler. Amy Jablonski, the foulee, is shooting 1-1 from the line. And it looks like Tamay Ellis has checked into the game for the Eagles. And Amy Jablonski gets her hands on the ball, kicks it over to Yoder, who tries to knock in a little layup. And Jablonski's fouled, so she'll go right back to the line. It's good. She'll try to hit the back end of the 1-1. Amy Jablonski's done a good job so far in the limited amount of time that she's seen. She misses the back end, which leaves Norristown down by 2, 15-13 with 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Megan Hungate looking for some type of a weakness in the defense, and she seems to find it in the form of Susan DeChilli, who hits a bucket. 17-13 North Penn. North Penn with the pressure on the inbounds, knocks the ball out, and it remains Norristown ball. Jablonski gets the ball and gets some help from Strakowski across the court. They do a good job breaking the press right into Yoder, who turns, faces, and converts. 17-14. Norristown closes. Tamay Ellis does a nice job hustling back, but it appears like she got a little too much arm for the referee's liking, and she's going to send Susan Ciccelli to the line. Shooting 2. There seems to be a lot of fouling going on early on. Chile makes her first. Nancy Strakowski comes out of the game. Jackie Cresswell checks in as DeChilli hits both foul shots. North Penn substitution. Mora leaves the game. Jennifer McMaster comes in. And Jessica Munson works against the North Penn press. Norristown tries to set up a set play. Last time, Kelly took it all the way in and tried to hit the layup. This time, Yoder sets up from the top of the key and misses a shot. Possession arrow points to Norristown in the jump ball call, or North Penn rather. And North Penn inbounds against the continued press from Norristown. Natalie Yoder looks like she might have had position. Apparently not, as the call goes against her. Amber Smolinski finds herself on the line. And she's going to be shooting too. She hits the first. Makes the second one, increasing the North Penn lead to 7 points now. And it'll be interesting to see how Norristown responds to the absence of Melissa Kelly against this full court pressure. They have had to play without her quite a bit this season, as she was out with a cut on her face, and she missed a couple games. And she is back on the Norristown bench. I'm not sure whether or not she'll be available to play. But Amy Jablonski works it into Jessica Munson, who had a good look at the basket. Couldn't make it. And Norristown gets a little bit aggressive underneath, trying to get the rebound. And the call's against them. Coach Morgan calls off the press. However, Jessica Munson picks up. Amber Sloman, I'm going to call her Amber from now on, picks up Amber. Jackie Cresswell, nice hustle to get out there to contest the shot. She got a hand up in the face, and that seemed to be good enough. Munson takes the long rebound. Norristown works the perimeter. Jablonski takes it inside, finds a hole, converts left-handed. Does a nice job finding an opening and taking advantage of it. Norristown cuts the lead to 5. The shot is long by Jennifer McMaster for North Penn. And another long shot by Jamie Willis. They continue to get the rebound. And Susan Cicilli is able to get the rebound and put the ball in for North Penn. And I'm sure Coach Morgan would have liked some people checking out, because that was 3 or 4 opportunities that North Penn had to put the ball in the hole. Melissa Kelly comes back in the game. She appears to be okay. And Tamay Ellis checks out. That leaves a relatively small lineup on the court for Norristown. Jablonski and Melissa Kelly are in, along with Nancy Strakowski, Jessica Munson, and Jackie Cresswell, as Natalie Yoder and Tamay Ellis, typically the inside players, as they take a rest. Melissa Kelly comes right back off the bench, hits a 3-point shot. She's trying to incite a spark on this Norristown team. She cuts the lead to 4. Immediate impact. And gets the ball again. She does a good job getting the ball to Jablonski. Apparently, though, she didn't gather herself up enough and travels on the fast break attempt. But you can see the immediate impact that she has on this Norristown team. We'll see if this smaller, quicker Norristown lineup can manufacture some fast break points and possibly some steals. Right now, they've been able to manufacture a foul. I think that was Jackie Cresswell. And North Penn's going to inbound the ball from under the basket against the Norristown zone, and they go over top of it. With 4:20 left, they hold a 4-point lead. It's 24-20. We saw Norristown jump out to an early lead, and the North Penn, who's a quality team, closed on them. Norristown gets a turnover. Melissa Kelly's wide open for a three-point shot. And she hits that shot. She did have a hand in her face. So Smolinski from North Penn made it over there, but Kelly was unfazed and hits her second three-point shot. Comes back on D and picks the ball off. They tried the backdoor play that worked earlier, but to no avail as Melissa Kelly, who's very active on both ends of the court, takes the ball down and sets it up. Amy Jablonski loses it, so they miss out on that attempt. They're holding a 1 point, North Penn holds a 1 point lead. And Megan Hungate gets caught with the ball out of bounds on a fast break attempt. And Norristown gets the ball. Melissa Kelly comes back in the game, but Amy Jablonski takes over point guard duties, although after that turnover, maybe Kelly should have been handling the ball there. Munson playing some good solid defense, and Jablonski gets the ball in her hands. They've got a 3-on-2 opportunity, and Cresswell can't get a handle on it. North Penn's Susan DeChilli tries to gain control on the fast break, but kicks the ball out of bounds. And Norristown, after having closed to within 1 point, takes a timeout with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And I think that the most obvious thing that we've seen in this quarter is the fact that Melissa Kelly can really get things done. She makes things happen. As it stands right now, Jessica Munson has 2 points. Melissa Kelly, with her last 2 3-pointers, increased her point total to 8, tying Natalie Yoder, who also has 8. Amy Jablonski, who has remained in the ball game even as Melissa Kelly returned, has 5. The point leader for North Penn is Amber Smolinski with 7. Susan DeChilli has 6, along with Jamie Willis. Jennifer Morrow has 2, Jennifer McMaster 2, and Megan Hungate has 1 point. As the teams take the court again, it's going to be Norristown possession. And they're bringing it up against this continued pressure defense from North Penn. This is second quarter action, in case I mistakenly said first earlier. And Jablonski continues to be the point, and it looks like Kelly's running off guard, and this may very well be a 5-guard offense or 3-guard, 2-forward offense that they're working with. North Penn counters with a similar size lineup, with the absence of Jennifer Morrow being obvious. Jablonski gets one of those steals we were talking about, but can't put the ball in the basket. Norristown, patient with their offense. They're working against a very active man-to-man. Way downtown on that shot was Jamie Willis. Norristown gets caught not checking out, and that's what's going to happen. That's the story if you don't have your bigger lineup in there. And North Penn is able to take advantage of that opportunity to put the ball back in. It's 26-23 with 1:50 left in the second quarter. Jamie Willis with the basket. Jessica Munson has the ball, who I'm sure Coach Morgan would like to be a little bit more involved in the offense. And she does a nice job with the ball fake up top, but she was harassed into turning the ball over. North Penn will take the ball out from underneath their own basket. Norristown continues to play an aggressive brand of defense. Jessica Munson benefits from a turnover and is fouled, even though she can't make the basket. She'll go to the line. She'll be shooting 2. I think the foul was on Jennifer McMaster from North Penn. And we'll see if Jessica can double her offensive output for the first half. She makes the first. Pulling Norristown to within 2. The second comes off a little bit long, but Strakowski taps it to keep the ball alive into Jablonski's hands, who sets it back up to Munson and back out to Strakowski. Munson's trying to post up, and Melissa Kelly sees her. They're trying to clear it out for Munson down low. And it looks like Melissa Kelly passes it over to Jablonski to try to get an angle, and Strakowski goes from way downtown. Bang! 3-point shot, good. Norristown regains the lead that they lost in the first quarter. They're up by 1. We're under a minute left in the second quarter. And this would be some nice momentum to take into the locker room at halftime. Some great aggressive defense by Jablonski. A little too aggressive. She commits a foul. And North Penn's going to shoot 1 and 1. Amber Smolinski is at the line. 47 seconds left in the second quarter. And you can hear Jessica Munson trying to get her teammates to join her in checking out. They want to get the rebound, especially now that North Penn ties the game at 27 apiece. And now they're up by 1. Kelly handles the ball in the inbound up to Jablonski, who tries to find Strakowski. A little miscommunication problem. Jackie Cresswell, with some good hustle, tries to save it underneath, but to no avail. North Penn's Erin Powers checks back in to get some height back on the court. And she sends the ball up to Jennifer McMaster, who's a 5'8" guard, which is a good size for a guard. North Penn draws the foul. Looks like they're going to be shooting 1 and 1. Jamie Willis goes to the line. Substitution for North Penn. Not sure whether or not she's supposed to come in. Kelly Christakos comes in for Amber Smolinski. Willis hits the foul shot. Misses the second. Kelly had her hands on it, but couldn't get control. It ends up back in Willis's hands, who makes the bucket. Kelly with a good job distributing the ball up front. Jackie Cresswell tried to find Nancy Strakowski, who looked like she possibly could have been cutting towards the basket in the fast break attempt, but she was standing still and the ball didn't find her. But North Penn, luckily, got a finger on it. So it remains Norristown's ball with about 11 seconds left. They find Munson inside posting up. She tries to get the ball up, no good. Strakowski gets it, tries to hit it, no good. Jessica Munson doing everything she can underneath, pulls down Strakowski's miss and gets fouled on her way back up. She'll have an opportunity to put 2 more points on the board here for Norristown. .4 seconds left to the half. She makes her first. Misses the second, leaving Norristown down 3, and North Penn would have had to have thrown up a baseball pass, which they didn't. So we're gonna go into halftime. After the lead exchanged hands a couple of times, we'll go into halftime with a 31-28 edge by North Penn, the Maidens leading the Norristown Lady Eagles. And we'll be back after the half. And we're back after halftime. The Maidens went into halftime with a 31-28 lead. And so far we've had a back and forth game. Norristown led early on. North Penn recovered well and then Norristown came back again to lead with a couple minutes left in the half. And then North Penn recovered, and we're starting off the game with Norristown ball. And Melissa Kelly comes in for Norristown, who looked like she had been injured in the first half. Drives the lane, tries to put up a shot, and she's going to be shooting two. She got fouled in the act. Norristown opens up with a lineup of Kelly, Strakowski, Yoder, Munson, and Jackie Cresswell. And North Penn counters with Smolinski, DeChilli, Jennifer Morrow, Megan Hungate, and Jamie Willis. Kelly hits both, 31-30. Kelly on defense forces a turnover. Jump ball, possession arrow points to North Penn. Norristown started off the half with the ball. North Penn swings the ball across. Dangerous pass there. And then back around. Looked like Smolinski was setting up for the three. But she kicks it back out to Willis. And Coach Crawford from North Penn must have told his team to come out and be patient on offense. They've milked about a minute of time off the clock, almost lost it there. But they set up for an open three. It comes up short from Willis, and Munson gets her hands on the ball, who we've seen a lot more of over the last quarter or so. Strakowski does a nice job pushing it into Yoder, who has good position, but can't make the shot. North Penn tries to take advantage of numbers. And they put the ball in, 33-30 North Penn. Susan DeChilli with the basket. Thanks to my statistician, Kelly McMahon, for helping me out with the numbers. Cresswell swings the ball up top to Kelly, who can't make the shot, and North Penn gains possession. The shot is put up by Jennifer Morrow, who gets her own rebound after she follows her own shot up, and she kicks the ball out to Smolinski, who can't make it either, but she's fouled in the process, and she's going to the line. All 5 Lady Eagles are on the line. They don't have anyone back for the fast break. Smolinski hits her first. Yoder and Munson underneath. No need for that. Smolinski hits both. 35-30 North Penn, 5:50 left in the third quarter. Kelly gives it up to Munson, who tries to break DeChilli down up top. Kelly moving it into Yoder, who can work the high post and is a good passer from up there. Not to mention a good rebounder. She just got one there, put the ball in, and was fouled. She gets a chance to put Norristown within 2. Munson with some words of encouragement, as Yoder's going to try to convert this into a 3-point play. I was amazed when I saw in the paper the other day that Yoder had 18 rebounds. She had 8 points to go along with that. And against Truman, she had 12 points and 5 rebounds. So she's a force for Norristown. They're a well-balanced team. Last night, with a big victory, you can see they need to be balanced in order to do that. That's a nice look inside by Megan Hungate. She tries to catch someone through the lane, going back door. The pass made it, but the shot didn't. Munson gets the ball inside, out to Strakowski, back to Cresswell, and then back up top to Kelly, who finds Jessica Munson with position. She can't make it. Yoder is tough on the boards, goes up to get it, comes down hard, gets fouled, and she's going to the line again. Another rebound for Yoder, who's doing yeoman-like work on the boards. It's tough banging against Jennifer Morrow, the 6'1" senior center for North Penn. And Yoder hits it. Makes the second. (35-34), North Penn still in the lead. They've held the lead so far for the first 3.5 minutes of the half. Jessica Munson fouls Smolinski, but on the floor, so North Penn gets the ball underneath. Up top to Smolinski and over to Jamie Willis. They work it inside to Jennifer Morrow. 3 Lady Eagles converge, Kelly, Munson, and Yoder. And Morrow draws the foul. Underneath once again. Coach Morgan urging the Lady Eagles to play defense with their feet, not with their hands, to avoid any foul problems that they've been having. North Penn's Amber Smolinski gets her 13th point and puts the North Penn Maidens temporarily up by 3 on the other end of the court. Natalie Yoder puts the layup in. Jennifer Morrow showing she's got a little bit of range there, taking a shot from the foul line. 39-35 North Penn. Melissa Kelly having a problem with the handle, but recovers and kicks it out to Strakowski, who looks like she might set up. Over to Munson, trying to set something up. Melissa Kelly goes for 3, short. Munson has good position. It looked like she had a chance to reel it in, but the referee indicates it's North Penn's ball, and Munson is playing some full court defense on her own. 39-36. Just over 3.5 left in the third quarter. It's been a tight game all the way, neck and neck. These teams are evenly matched, even though on paper it would appear that North Penn would have the height advantage. So far it hasn't translated into that many more points. Nice try to drive by Jamie Willis, but she can't make the shot. Norristown ball. They're coming up against pressure. North Penn quickly backs off, just some token full court defense. Smolinski pushes the ball away from Melissa Kelly. Munson with the inbound for the Lady Eagles. Cresswell across to Strakowski, who's got a wide open 3-point shot just off the heel. Looked like it was going to go in, but comes out long. North Penn gets possession. That was a good push inside. And Yoder hits the hardwood and comes up a little bit lame on that right ankle, it looks like. Looks like she might have come down on it sideways, and I don't think she's okay. She's trying to walk it off. She may want a substitution, but she is going to tough it out and stay in the game. She's going to push the dirt off her, tuck in her shirt, and get right back in there and scrap. You like to see that, shows a lot of character. Smolinski makes the foul shot as Amy Jablonski gets ready to check in. Smolinski makes both. They stop play for the check-in. Jablonski comes in for Strakowski. With 2:40 left in the third quarter, and North Penn keeps the advantage. They're up by 5. Melissa Kelly once again, dribble penetrate, draws the foul. Norristown gets the ball underneath. Munson out to Kelly, who sets up, looks like a three-point shot attempt, long. Munson with the rebound, good effort. She can't come up with the ball. And North Penn gets the ball back. Natalie Yoder playing some vocal defense. That's a good-looking left-hand shot by Smolinski, who now has 17 points with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, which is a pretty high point total. Amy Jablonski from three-point range. Good-looking shot, no good. Munson does a great job getting the rebound. Jablonski keeps it alive, kicks it out to Kelly, who finds Jackie Cresswell underneath the basket. 43-38, North Penn. That gives Jackie Cresswell her first points of the night. Last game she was good for 9. Back down to the other end, North Penn scores 45-38 now. This game's going back and forth, and this is probably just about the point where North Penn starts to close back in. They let North Penn get a little bit, and then they come back. And that ball was doing everything it could not to go in the basket. Jessica Munson had a beautiful attempt at a layup on a drive, and it wouldn't find the basket. Errant three-point shot attempt on the part of Jamie Willis for North Penn. And the foul is called against Susan DiCilli of North Penn, which will give the ball back to Norristown. Well, I've seen a lot of basket attempts by Norristown, who looks like that look like they're going to go in, but they can't seem to find the bottom of the rim. They're in and out. Jessica Munson's been victim to some of them. Melissa Kelly has. Natalie Yoder certainly has. They're getting the opportunities to put the ball in. But the shots just aren't falling. They're staying in the game, though, with the rebounding of Yoder and the hard-nosed play of Munson, who draws a foul. Christy Christakos, the senior forward from North Penn, pushes into Munson. And next foul, Norristown's in the bonus. And we're under a minute left to go here in the third. Push the ball again inside to Jessica Munson, who seems to have had position on her person all night long, and it's 45-40. It was a good job with the pass into the interior to set Munson up, who does a nice job with a turnaround bank shot at their end. But the Lady Eagles run into trouble on the other end of the court. Megan Hungate draws a foul, and she's going to go to the line. 7-point advantage for the Maidens. 33 seconds left in the third. Off the front, Yoder with another rebound, pushes it out to Strakowski, who's had a relatively quiet night. No turnovers, just some good solid all-around play. And it looks like Kelly is once again trying to find Munson, who gets double-teamed inside. She's open, but only for a split seconds. Melissa Kelly tries to find her, and it works. The points don't come, but the high five from Kelly to Munson would indicate that she drew a foul. And as I said, the Maidens are in the bonus. Munson's going to go to the line. 1-1 with just under 12 seconds to go. She makes it. That's a big foul shot. Norristown will have an opportunity to get within 5 points to take into the fourth quarter. And she makes that shot, and they do just that, 47-42. North Penn taking their time bringing it up. Uh-oh. Errant pass, 3 seconds left. Kelly's got the ball. She gets fouled on her way to the basket with 0.9 seconds left. North Penn, with a miscue, ends up in Melissa Kelly's hands once again. And she quickly runs the length of the court with the ball and gets a shot off. She comes up short, and that's not unusual for someone who runs the length of the court. Foul shooting's in your legs, and once you lose your legs, it becomes difficult, and you very often come up short. She tries to correct it, but goes long on the second one. She couldn't adjust for it, and it's 47-42. Megan Hungate, one of the captains for North Penn, is working the refs between quarters. And this has been a tough battle, going back and forth. Neither team has held a huge advantage over the other one at any point during the game. Norristown shoots on all fouls. North Penn won't. So that could play a part early on. So far, the most effective plays for Norristown seems to be pushing the ball inside to Munson. She's been drawing a lot of fouls inside, getting a lot of rebounds, and playing a tough game. She's 5'6", but she's doing a lot with her height. She's been kind of the do-it-all person for Norristown, handling all the inbounding chores. And Norristown opens up with a three-guard offense. Munson, once again, looks like the key to the offense as she is trying to get the post up. They work it across the key via Yoder in the high post and back through to Melissa Kelly, who sets up for a wide-open three-point shot, comes off the heel. Yoder keeps the ball alive, banging inside. Munson kicks it out to Kelly, finds Jablonski wide open for kind of a runner across the lane. Little hard. Kisses it a little bit high, but she's been doing a great job for Norristown all night long. Strakowski with a great foul. That was a great idea. She fouled hard enough so that Jennifer McMaster for North Penn wasn't going to be able to wish that one in the basket. But it wasn't a blatant foul. She's going to be shooting too. And you can see this Norristown team. All the players know exactly what they need to do, and everyone contributes a little bit everywhere. Both buckets are made at the foul line, 49-42. Melissa Kelly pushes it up. Into Strakowski. That would have been a big three. She comes long, but Jablonski hustles, grabs the ball, sets it back up. Yoder gets it back to Strakowski, who finds an opening and takes it right down the lane. She's stepping up at the right time for Norristown. Once again, the lead is 5. 6:50 left in the fourth quarter. Up top to Morrow. And Jablonski playing tight defense. Little shake and bake up top, but it wouldn't fall for Willis. Strakowski was all up in her kitchen. She couldn't make the shot. Strakowski in and out to Munson. In and out. Typical tonight so far for the Eagles. The ball is controlled by Smolinski. I appear to be getting that name down right now. For North Penn, and a foul. No basket happened on the floor. Looks like they're going to call it on Strakowski. One and one. Tamae Ellis, who has not seen extended action tonight, but is an impact player, comes in to give Yoder a rest, who's done a great job crashing the boards and keeping the ball alive inside and working the high post, distributing the ball nicely among the guards. And Tamae Ellis will give you some solid minutes down at the forward spot. She's 5'4" and a junior. She steps in to take the place of 5'9" Natalie Yoder. She's guarded by Morrow. Melissa Kelly continues to penetrate, takes some body, and goes to the line. Both teams are in the bonus at this point. Everything's going to the line. Melissa Kelly hits her shot, and as I look across the court, I see that they are working on the right ankle of Natalie Yoder. Hopefully she's okay and she'll get an opportunity to come back in. I know that she's definitely a plus on the court for Norristown. And Melissa Kelly, with great blanketing defense, Melissa Kelly goes down hard against the hardwood, and her head bangs off the top of the court. And there should be an injury timeout because Kelly's down on the court. A couple of fans voicing their displeasure at what's happening on the court. Kelly is back up, but she is walking off the court. She goes to the nearest seat, and the trainer's going to jog over and take a look at her. Jackie Cresswell checks back in the ball game to take her spot. Well, back to the game. Smolinski's at the line, hits her first shot. That gives her an even 20 so far for the night. That's 20 of 50 of the 50 points that North Penn scored, and now she's got 21 of the 51. And Melissa Kelly is gone. Leaving the lineup, Strakowski, Jablonski, Munson, who draws the foul going inside, and the North Penn fans, you obviously can hear from the bleachers, are not excited about that call whatsoever. The refs are being worked now with 5:40. Tempers are hot. Munson goes to the line. Tomei Ellis is also in the game. Yoder's still on the ground. So at this point, as Munson hits her first shot, the Lady Eagles are battling the Maidens with two of their starters, Melissa Kelly and Natalie Yoder. And yet, they are within 4 points, 51-47, with 5:41 left to go in the fourth quarter. Melissa Kelly returns to the court, and the trainer's going to bring her in to take a look at her head. Tomei Ellis up top, guarding Jennifer Morrow. Strakowski has done a great job on Jamie Willis all night. And Tomei Ellis with some great hustle. She draws the jump ball just before she's substituted for. Natalie Yoder comes back in. I guess her ankle is okay. And it's North Penn's ball as a result of Tomei Ellis tying it up. Next possession will go to Norristown. Morrow inside, left-handed jump shot, no good. Rebound comes off to Jennifer McMaster, who tries to tap it back in, gets fouled in the process. $18 fouls called so far this half. This has been a physical game from the very beginning. And there's still 5 minutes to play. Bangs out of the rim for Jennifer McMaster. Amy Jablonski trying to tie her shoe without calling the time. Gets it done. McMaster hits the second shot. And in Kelly's absence, Jablonski handling the ball handling duties. Over to Cresswell, who is trying to see if Munson can get open. Munson calling for the ball. Outside to Strakowski, who gets a wide open jump shot off the heel. No good, but a great opportunity for a shot. You can't pass that up. Those shots will fall for you, and you need to keep taking that shot. North Penn milking some time off the clock. Three-point shot attempt comes up short. Cresswell can't get a hand on it. Jessica Munson gets the loose ball and settles it down wisely. And gets the ball in the hands of the point guard, Jablonski. They're working off Yoder. Cresswell tries the shot, no good, but a good idea to work off the screen from Yoder, who doesn't appear to be favoring that right ankle too much. Turnover. North Penn hands the ball over to Norristown. Melissa Kelly checks in the game. Nancy Strakowski will get a breather with 3:47 to go. And Kelly stutter step, goes right back into the basket. Can't make it, gets her own rebound along with the help of Natalie Yoder. Sets up for three. Goes long. North Penn rebound. Jennifer McMaster was caught with her back turned to Jamie Willis. And that's the turnover. North Penn is giving Norristown a lot of opportunities. And a lot of those opportunities are manufactured by the job that Norristown's done all around on defense. Backdoor try, leaves Yoder open. Munson up top. She hits, looks like it's a two-point shot. 52-49, 3:06 left in the fourth quarter. Munson now has 13 points. She's right behind Natalie Yoder, who's got 14. And once again, you're seeing a lot of balanced scoring for North Penn. Ball rattles out from Morrow. McMaster tries to put back. Munson ends up with the ball. She's done a great job at both ends of the court, doing a lot of the hard nitty-gritty work. Cresswell runs off of a screen by Jablonski, gets the ball into Munson's hands, and she is going to get a foul called against her, trying to get her own rebound. Good hustle, but she leaned in a little bit too much. Hungate had position on Munson. And the substitution for Jackie Cresswell is Nancy Strakowski. 2:33 left in the fourth. (52-49) North Penn. There is stoppage in play. The referee goes to the scorer's table. And I don't know if there's a problem with the scoring or the time left on the clock, but they're sorting through that. And Norristown huddles, trying to come up with some inspiration for the last 2.5 minutes. And I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my crew. Garrett Hickman, one of the student camera operators. And once again, my fine statistician, flanking to my right, Kelly McMahon. Speaking of yeoman-like jobs, did a great job keeping stats for me. North Penn is not content to pull away from Norristown. Megan Hungate misses her chance and misses again. Melissa Kelly has the ball and she is in a sprint to the basket. A nice pass across the lane over to Nancy Strakowski, who just came in the game cold for Cresswell. She gets fouled in the act of shooting, and she's going to go to the line, shooting two. Now, these are some big foul shots. This is where foul shooting in practice pays off. And foul shooting in practice is a little bit different than in a game where there's less than 2.5 minutes to go and your team is down by a couple of points. But Strakowski hits the first one. Can't convert on the second, leaving Norristown down by 2 points with 2:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. North Penn has set up kind of a stretch offense, somewhat like the Dean Smith Four Corners at North Carolina, and they are trying to draw some type of a foul, but the ball gets pickpocketed by Nancy Strakowski with some great defense. Kelly lays in an easy layup, 52 all. If I were the North Penn coach, this might be a good opportunity for a timeout because they're having a hard time against the press, and Melissa Kelly, as she always does, gives it all and ends up fouling in the process, which is going to put North Penn on the line, which so far hasn't been a bad gamble. It's 52-52. Nancy Strakowski teaming up with Melissa Kelly to beat that four corners offense. And going back to what I said about foul shooting in practice versus the games, Megan Hungate misses the first shot, misses the second shot, but North Penn controls the ball. Good hustle on the part of two of the Lady Eagles, Amy Jablonski and Jessica Munson. The last arrow had it pointing in Norristown's direction. They get the ball back. That's a big possession arrow right there for Norristown. Kelly takes her time coming up the court, gets a little bit of direction from her coach, Coach Morgan. And they work the ball into Yoder, who's got a clean look at the basket, misses, gets the rebound, sends another one off. Jessica Munson pulls down the rebound in the paint and apparently is fouled by Megan Hungate. Jessica Munson is going to go to the line, where she's been doing a nice job all night, to try to regain the lead for Norristown, which will be the first time this half that they would have the lead. Norristown trying to get into a quick huddle. And it looks like we've got our first foul out. I believe Megan Hungate might have fouled out of the game. Megan Hungate, a key player for North Penn, leaves the game with 3 points, but she handled the ball a lot and was heavily involved in the flow of the game. Munson makes the shot, and as I said, that will give Norristown their first lead of the game since the first half. Makes the second. Clutch foul shooting. Jessica Munson's been doing it all night, coming up with a big play here and scrapping there, and that was a result of some good work rebounding. Amy Jablonski with a beautiful job with a steal to give the ball back to Norristown, who certainly shouldn't be in much of a hurry. They carry a 2-point lead into the minute mark. It's minute 12 actually, and Kelly brings it beyond the timeline. Across the court to Strakowski, and it looks like they're going to try to milk the clock as much as they can. There is no shot clock, of course, in girls high school basketball. And Munson gets the ball, trying to dribble out of the double team, gets some help from Strakowski. Strakowski settles it and gives it back to Munson. Back into Kelly. An easy pass to Strakowski, who was fouled by Jamie Willis. Norristown does a great job with that. They took about 45 seconds off the clock, working the ball around, being very patient, making a good pass, facing double teams the whole time and passing out of them. And we're going to see Nancy Strakowski at the line. She's got 6 points so far. And I know Coach Morgan would like to see her have 8 after she steps away from the foul line. As it stands right now, Jessica Munson has 15 points. Natalie Yoder's got 14. Melissa Kelly threw 11 in, including a couple 3-pointers. Nancy Strakowski has 6. Amy Jablonski with 5, and Jackie Cresswell has 2. Amber Smolinski leads the scoring for North Penn with 21, and Jamie Willis has 10. .41 seconds remain. And Strakowski steps to the line. And the last 31 minutes boils down to this: High arcing shot. Didn't even come close to touching the rim. Finds the bottom of the net. Actually ties it up a little bit. 3-point margin right now. And there's one of those shots for Norristown that bangs around the rim and rattles out. They have a 3-point advantage with 36 seconds left. Jennifer Morrow, probably not the person they want distributing the ball from the top of the key at this point. And there's a lot of commotion. Morrow trying to do the job. Melissa Kelly comes up with a big turnover, finds herself tied up with the ball, and throws it off of North Penn, although a couple of the North Penn supporters on that side of the court, including the coach, of course, indicate they believe that it was otherwise. The ball once again goes off a North Penn player. Jessica Munson throws it off of Susan DeChili. And Munson gets it into Jablonski, who has a problem with it. The possession arrow points to North Penn. They will get the ball on that jump ball call. Jablonski found herself surrounded and had nowhere to go. 18.3 seconds left. Both teams in the bonus. North Penn sees what Norristown has to offer and calls a timeout.
I'm gonna tell her right now.
And this is where the coaches earn their giant salaries. 3-point margin. The Lady Eagles 55, North Penn Maidens 52. And I'm sure that Coach Crawford is busily sketching away the best play that he's come up with. And he's trying to lay it out for the girls over there. We'll see how well they do. Coach Morgan doesn't have the clipboard out, just giving her girls words of encouragement. Her ladies, as she likes to call them. The lineup is Yoder, Kelly, Strakowski, Munson, and Jablonski. Sounds like a law firm. They're back in for a huddle. Mora will inbound the ball. A lot of times coach likes for the taller person inbound to take advantage of an additional passing lane, which would be over the head. Kelly harassing North Penn almost into a turnover. Kind of a last second shot with 9 seconds left. Amazingly went in for North Penn. I'm not sure who shot it, but you can tell that this is a very vocal crowd at this point. The problem is in all the confusion, Norristown tried to inbound the ball, had it intercepted, and Melissa Kelly fouled North Penn, which is going to put them at the line with 4.9 seconds left. I don't like to predict the future that much, but from my experience so far tonight, North Penn has not been converting a lot of foul shots, and it's going to be that much more difficult to convert them with this much riding on the game and 4.9 seconds left and a tie game. In all the confusion, I couldn't quite see who hit that three-point shot, but I can tell you it was an amazing athletic shot. Looked like a leaning one-legged throw up, or throw in. I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank everyone for joining us for this broadcast from Norristown Area High School. And adding on to my prediction that this game may see some overtime minutes. We're giving you a lot of bang for your buck here. This is a lot of basketball that's been played in the last 32 minutes, and it may go beyond that. Jamie Willis on the line, proves me wrong, and hits a huge foul shot. Looks like Norristown wants to call time if this shot is good, and it is not good. It comes off the front, and the advantage, the height advantage of North Penn comes in big at the very end of the game. Jennifer Morrow certainly didn't have a lot of points. She had 6. But the rebound that she got at the end of the game and the putback that she put in certainly was worth the wait for North Penn. And it looks like there's some time left on the clock. The referees are at this point negotiating and trying to find out exactly how much to put back on the clock. The shot by Morrow leaves North Penn ahead by 3. And right now there's no time showing on the clock, but it looks like they're going to try to adjust that. And we're going to see something in the form of a baseball court length pass and a desperation 3-point shot. Now, if North Penn can do it, Norristown certainly should be able to do it. And Coach Morgan is now inquiring as to the amount of time that's put on. And it looks like 0.2 of a second, which in my estimation, now it's 2.5 seconds. 0.2 would have been difficult to do anything other than just a tap in. 2.5 should be enough to run someone free off of a screen and get him a relatively clean look at the basket and a legitimate look. At any rate, regardless of the outcome, both teams have played very well, and in this tight battle, the Lady Eagles have done a great job against North Penn, who's considered one of the better teams in the league. And as I have said previously, they have plenty of height on their side. Norristown, in their inbound play, sets up in a 4 across with Munson throwing the ball in. And I think that was used as a strategic move in order for Coach Morgan to see exactly what North Penn was going to throw at him, what type of a pressure defense. And now that she's got that read, they're going to be able to diagram precisely what they're going to want to counter with in the last 2.5 seconds. The Lady Eagles retake the court, and I'm sure they're all going through their head what's going to happen if they're the one who gets the ball at the end of the game. Jessica Munson probably has the best throwing arm, and that's why they put her underneath. Now Norristown's going to be able to cheat a little bit, and they try to milk some of the clock, and Kelly dribbles up the half court, shoots long, hits one of the overhead support cables, and that's going to wrap it up for the game. The final score at Norristown Area High School is North Penn 58, Norristown 55, in a hard-fought game that came down to the wire. Tempers flared throughout much of the game. A lot of bodies banging around. But North Penn, with the benefit of a leaning 3-point shot with about 9 seconds left and the ensuing tap-in, ends up with the victory, which will leave them 9-6 overall, 5-3 in the league, and that cuts Norristown's 2-game winning streak down and leaves them at 7-7 overall, 3-5 in the league, not out of contention for the playoffs at this point. So we will see you next time. Once again, thank you for joining us from Norristown Area High School. I'm John Price.